It's freezing cold, but I want to do this test today. And I was thinking about something. Why not starting this video with this blind test, which is which? So now I will throw on the screen some images or some footage taken with these cameras, and I'll let you guess which is which. That could be a good test to see which image quality you prefer before knowing which camera was used here and there. That could be a nice idea because, as I always say, it's not the camera that is important, it's about what you like, what are your preferences. You might like this one, you might like that one, it's really up to you. They are all performing in a good way. It depends how you use them and what are your preferences and what do you like exactly. So let us start. So I'm comparing the DJI Action 4, DJI Action 5 Pro, DJI Action 6 and the Osmo 360 in this video, all on the same settings, 4K 25 frame per second, wide field of view, and a Rocksteady activated, not the Rocksteady Plus, and so on. So just the Rocksteady. Exactly the same exposure set to 0. I didn't change anything in that. And even though it's so cold, but we have some clouds there, some blue skies and clouds, so it's gonna be a fair test for the Action 6 whether we have these clouds compared to the Action 5 Pro. I don't have the Nano here in this comparison, first because I don't have a place to put it on this rig. DJI are releasing too much products in a year, so I don't have a place to put them here. But I believe also that the Nano and the Action 5 Pro, they share the exact same things in my previous tests and so on. Not in low light, but in this kind of light, they should be the same. They are the same actually. So let's do it as a vlog test. I have the DJI Mic Mini connected to the Action 6 in this video, and I will sync all the audios with this one. I will not take the internal microphones in this video, or well, I can do a mic test as well. We will do that. Hello everyone and welcome back to this new video on my channel. I'm Photorabs, a portrait photographer based in France, and I create content about these action cams, vlogging kits and anything related to this camera world. If you are interested, I highly appreciate if you go subscribe to my channel. That's a massive help. Yesterday I was here in the park. It was so cold. Today it's even colder. It was snowing in the morning, but today I have this beanie here and I have some gloves. I don't want to put the glove in this one because I have to turn on the recording and stop the recording with this hand because it's complicated when we have gloves. So in today's video, I have, as I said before, the Osmo 360, the Action 4, the Action 5 Pro and the Action 6. I can see, just to be honest, on the screen that on the Action 6 we have some HDR effect on this tree. Well, you let me know down below. And now I'll go have a walk here. It's not gonna be a low light test, that's gonna be for another video. As you know, I try always to make different tests with these cameras, so you'll have a panel of choice to watch and to be able to decide which one is more suitable for you. I think that the screen or the front screen on the DJI Action 6 is better than the Action 5 Pro. Well, it is well lit, and now I set it in automatic aperture as well, so now the aperture is set to f3. I can see that on the screen. That's something good, while we have f2.8 on the Action 5 Pro because it is a fixed aperture. So f3, less light, but it looks not bad. So in this video, I want to compare these cameras. In daytime, we have like a bit of clouds. The sun is coming on and off. We will test also the audio, the built-in microphones. Now I'm using this DJI mic mini here, but I will switch to built-in microphones later on. We will see if we have these trumpet flare that we had, or if we can see them with this sun. And we will see also how the cameras will manage when we are backlit, when we are face lit, and when we are in complete shades. It's not gonna be a low light test. In the morning I showed you the fog test of this camera and the Action 6, and this camera handled it much better than the Osmo 360. I believe because they added that silica gel inside of the battery compartment. This could be the solution for that. So now we have the sun here. Let's do this kind of shot. And once again, I'm not going to give my thoughts about the image quality in this one. These are the raw tests that I do on cameras. I will do also some stabilization tests, even though it's gonna be good. So I will do these kind of tests. I will share them with you, and later on in a few days, maybe in a week, I can make a review or some thoughts about this camera after using it. Because all of those who are sharing thoughts about a product that they just received or they just bought, that's weird. How can they give thoughts about image quality? The videos that I made before on this camera were to show you what I don't like regarding what I saw on the internet about some specs and about some footage that they were shared. But now I can give you my thoughts with my experience on this camera. So here we have different lighting conditions. The sun is facing me. And when the sun is facing me, the f-stop goes to 3. Now, still on 3. Okay. So this is the whole idea of this test. It might be boring, nothing fancy, but, whoa, that's loud. But at the same time, this is the kind of test that you would like to see, to watch before you decide if you would like to use your camera to vlog. So this is how I use these cameras, and I'd like to show them to you in all the conditions that I find suitable. If you'd like to know more about them or about the Action 6 probably, please refer to my Google form, fill it, and I'll do those tests. By the way, the test should be regarding my way of use, of course, because I read some of the questions. They want me to do things that I don't usually do. So these kind of stuff, specific things, I highly recommend you to be a member of this channel, because the member of my channel, they have access to this kind of content. On the Osmo 360, I cannot go to 4K 120, so I'm limited in 4K 60. On the other cameras, I'm in 4K 120 Rocksteady activated wide field of view. So the Action 4 looks the best here on the screen. The sun is facing me. The Action 5 is so washed out. The Action 6 a little bit less washed out compared to the 5, but the Action 4 looks way better. More contrasty, less HDR, real colors. Well, 120 frames per second on the 3 cameras, 60 frames per second on this Osmo 360. Let's do a quick run. I have the Rocksteady on. I will do the run with the sun behind me, and then with the sun facing me. Now I'm back in 4K 25 frames per second, but I activated the image quality priority on the Action 6. I don't know what it is actually, so I will just switch it on and off to see. I will say in this position here, and I will do this test. So I will keep the other cameras running. I will stop the Action 6. I will switch to, or I will disable this feature, and I will see. So now this feature is disabled. I don't know. If you see any difference, let me know down below. Let me turn it on again. Can we do it when the camera? No, we cannot do it when the camera is recording. So now it's on again. The image quality priority. Let's check the greens. The greens, for example, here on the Action 5 Pro and on the Action 6 are similar. So flashy. On the Action 4, a bit darker, but more realistic. Let's see on the Osmo. On the Osmo 360, it is just like the Action 5 and the Action 6, so flashy, while the green is not that flashy in nature. Okay, now I will turn off this microphone. Okay, the cameras are still recording, perfect. I'm recording with the internal microphones of these 4 cameras. This is an audio test. I'm comparing the internal microphones of these 4 cameras. This is an audio test. We have the Action 4, the Action 5 Pro, the Osmo 360, and the Action 6. This is an audio test. I'm comparing the built-in microphones of these 4 cameras side by side. While they are not exactly at the same distance away from me, the Action 6 and the Action 4 are closer to my mouth. The Action 6 and the Osmo 360 are on the sides, but the distance is not of a big deal. It's not so much, I mean. So this is an audio test. Okay, the cameras are still recording, perfect. I'm recording with the internal microphones of these 4 cameras. This is an audio test. I'm comparing the internal microphones of these 4 cameras. This is an audio test. We have the Action 4, the Action 5 Pro, the Osmo 360, and the Action 6. This is an audio test. I'm comparing the built-in microphones of these 4 cameras side by side. While they are not exactly at the same distance away from me, the Action 6 and the Action 4 are closer to my mouth. The Action 6 and the Osmo 360 are on the sides, but the distance is not of a big deal. It's not so much, I mean. So this is an audio test. Okay, the cameras are still recording, perfect. I'm recording with the internal microphones of these 4 cameras. This is an audio test. I'm comparing the internal microphones of these 4 cameras. This is an audio test. We have the Action 4, the Action 5 Pro, the Osmo 360, and the Action 6. This is an audio test. I'm comparing the built-in microphones of these 4 cameras side by side. While they are not exactly at the same distance away from me, the Action 6 and the Action 4 are closer to my mouth. The Action 6 and the Osmo 360 are on the sides, but the distance is not of a big deal. It's not so much, I mean. So this is an audio test. Okay, the cameras are still recording, perfect. I'm recording with the internal microphones of these 4 cameras. This is an audio test. I'm comparing the internal microphones of these 4 cameras. This is an audio test. We have the Action 4, the Action 5 Pro, the Osmo 360, and the Action 6. This is an audio test. I'm comparing the built-in microphones of these four cameras side by side. Well, they are not exactly at the same distance away from me. The Action 6 and the Action 4 are closer to my mouth. The Action 6 and the Osmo 360 are on the sides, but the distance is not of a big deal. It's not so much, I mean. So this is an audio test. And because I love doing some vlogs in the car, so why not having them here side by side? This is not stable at all. I'm extremely worried about it, but I will use this footage here in my video. Oh, that's fine. Perfect. Nice. Let me show you this and let me know what you think about the image, about the colors. Everything is in auto white balance. And this tripod, by the way, is from Insta360. This one that you flop it on the ground and it will pop up and open. I like it. Okay, let's continue the video. So now I'm going back to my car. I'm using again the mic mini. What do you think about this test? What do you think it is still missing in these cameras, in the test of these cameras? I'll be doing a low light tests, that's for sure. It's gonna be just a low light one. But for now, I think we are good to see how these cameras look in normal light. So this is my first comparison between the Action 6 and the other DJI cameras. I'll be doing also some comparisons with the Ace Pro 2, with the GoPro, even though I don't believe that the GoPro will be competitive with this camera. And once I receive the DJI macro lens, then I can make maybe another comparison with the Ace Pro 2 and its macro lens. I made a video with that camera, by the way, yesterday and 2 days before, so you can go watch them if you are interested. So yeah, we have this 1/1.1 inch square sensor. If we crop to 16:9, we have exactly the same size of sensor, or usable size of the sensor, on the Action 6 compared to the Action 5 Pro. If we like to crop vertically, we have slight advantages because we have a bigger part, a bigger area in vertical shooting without flipping the camera vertically, that's for sure. But in super night mode, we don't have access to this square sensor recording at all. So now I'm using it in just 16:9 because I don't want just to go reframe the shots later on. And in this way, you can see on the screen exactly where you are in the frame, because I'm comparing it with other cameras. So it's better to have somehow the same framing. That's easier for the post-production. Anyway, I will put, let me take it this way. I'll put in the description box my affiliate link with DJI if you are interested. Do not hesitate to go check it there. And if you buy it there, you won't pay extra money, but you are supporting my channel and my work. Thank you for watching, and ciao for now.